Hello, my name is Jessica, and today Mackenzie and I will be unpacking the Ontario Teacher College's, also known as OCT, disciplinary process for teachers. The process can be complex and confusing, but we are hoping to break it down for you to make it simpler to understand and also to discuss the implications of this process. According to the OCT website, there are 3 committees that deal with complaints made against teachers. The first is the Investigation Committee, which reviews and formalizes these complaints and reviews the evidence, if any, related to the complaint. The second is the Fitness to Practice Committee, and they conduct hearings and determine if there are any health-related issues that affect a member's ability to teach. Finally, there is the Disciplinary Committee. This committee looks into allegations of professional misconduct and incompetence, holds hearings to review the evidence in formal complaints, and ultimately determines if teachers are guilty or innocent of professional misconduct and incompetence.
For our podcast today, we are most interested in the Disciplinary Committee and its process. So let us dive into this topic more deeply. First, it is important to understand that in terms of governance, the Disciplinary Committee is responsible for investigating and holding hearings in regards to matters of professional misconduct and incompetence. Section 1, subsection 30, bracket 2, and bracket of the Ontario College of Teachers Act clearly defines what actions constitute professional misconduct. In terms of the actual process, the Disciplinary Committee is only activated if the Investigation Committee has looked into the formal complaint and found potential evidence of professional misconduct or incompetence. If the Investigation Committee has found potential evidence, they will then refer the complaint to the Disciplinary Committee, who will then issue a notice of hearing to the member being investigated. The notice of hearing outlines the allegations made against the member and informs them of their hearing date and location. After a notice of hearing has been issued, the next step is to hold an actual disciplinary hearing. These disciplinary hearings are public hearings and are held in front of a 3-member panel. This panel is made up of at least 1 teacher-elected OCT member and 1 publicly appointed member. The 3 members of the panel make up the Disciplinary Committee, and they are the ones who ultimately decide if the member is guilty of professional misconduct or incompetence. The other people who are typically present during an official hearing are the OCT counsel, the accused, and typically the lawyer, sometimes a witness, and also a note taker. These meetings are also open to the public, so on different occasions, you'll get members of the public in attendance to listen.
In terms of the tribunal process, the Disciplinary Committee will review the evidence, listen to any witnesses, and then ultimately determine if the alleged is guilty or innocent. If they find the member guilty of professional misconduct or incompetence, then the committee may revoke, suspend, or impose restrictions on the member's OCT certificate. They may also postpone making a decision to give the member a chance to fulfill certain conditions the committee has imposed. Additionally, the committee may require the guilty member to be reprimanded or attend counseling, or even impose a fine of up to $5,000. Overall, we think that the disciplinary process is necessary because it provides a standardized approach to disciplining all teachers. If the process did not exist, then there would be no way to equitably review evidence to see if a teacher did engage in misconduct. Also, it is possible that some teachers who did not engage in misconduct would not be reprimanded, and teachers who did not engage in misconduct but were accused of such would be reprimanded because there was nobody to objectively and equitably review the evidence.
It is also important to note that if you ever have a formal complaint made against you and thus have to attend a disciplinary hearing, you should contact your union for assistance. For example, if you belong to the Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario, ETFO, they recommend that you contact Professional Relations Services. ETFO can potentially provide you with a lawyer who can explain and defend your legal rights to you. ETFO can also contact the investigation officers of your case and act as your advocate or spokesperson throughout the disciplinary process.
Overall, we believe that OCT is integral to the teaching profession in Ontario because it licenses, governs, and regulates the teaching profession. This is important because this way all Ontario teachers are held to the same standards, and it also helps uphold professionalism within the teaching profession.
Without OCT, there would be less regulation for hiring teachers and disciplinating teachers who are not upholding the professional standards. As such, OCT is important because it helps regulate the teaching profession so that there are common expectations and rules for teachers to follow so that we can ensure all students are receiving the best education they can from the professional teachers.